Evening viewers, and welcome to the Taillight Show. I'm still here. Greenspoon sung a song that said, it's hardly a comeback if you've never gone. Well, I haven't gone anywhere. I just haven't really been around very much. It's been very quiet, I know, on the channel, and those that know me know why. It's just called life. Anyway, we're all good. Everything's all going awesome, and it'll all come out in the wash one day. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. So I chose a 35-degree day to come here today and cook or not, to work on the old 41, because you see, I realised during the week when the lady at the accommodation down at Queenscliff rang me and said, can we settle the bill? I thought, fuck, I'm in Queenscliff in 3 weeks and I haven't driven this car since Queenscliff last year because of problems with it. Whoops. So yeah, coming to people work on it. Put a new fuel pump on it. If you remember the bloody problems I was having with the friggin' fuel pump on it. Put a Carter fuel pump on it this time. I'm still going to put an electric pump on it and piss the mechanical pump off. I don't like them. But at least this one doesn't friggin' leak. I should have videoed it when I started this thing earlier today. I haven't started for about 3 weeks, I suppose. And it was this jet of fuel pouring out the side of it, all over the wiring loom, all over the plug leads. At least this one's all right. For now. Anyway, it'll do the job. I put some aluminium tubes in your radiator hoses. The radiator hoses, even though they were new, they were swelling quite a lot when it got hot. Didn't like that. It's a good thing I did, because when I put thermostats in this, I put these little aftermarket thermostats in it, and I put them up in the necks, just in the neck out of the head, and I put a cable tie around the hose to hold them in place, because the thermostats I use are actually a Renault one, believe it or not. They've got like a little sleeve on the top of them. Well, I'm glad I checked them, because the bloody thermostats obviously have a fair bit of water pressure behind them before the thermostat's open, before the engine heats up, and they work their way up to about here in the hoses. Thank Christ they hadn't flipped. These things are well known for flipping thermostats around and then cooking the engines. Thank Christ that didn't happen, but that might actually explain why the one side of the engine ran 5 degrees hotter than the other all the time. I thought it was just a difference in thermostats or difference in gauges or whatever. Anyway, what I found was that the thermostats I used, the little tube on the end, on the radiator side, was a perfect fit in the end of the aluminium tubes I bought for it. So they're actually pressed in, well, not pressed in, but you got to sort of just give them a gentle tap and they go in. They're not going anywhere now. They can't go anywhere now. So I did all that. Had a look at the clutch in it. It's all right. When I had it up in the air, brakes all seem fine on it. Shiny new air cleaner on it. Bling bling. Gearbox. Was oil out of the gearbox. It wasn't out of the diff. The diff's fine. Gearbox had lost about half a litre of oil. Now, where it's come from, I don't fucking know. I can't work it out. I can't see where it's come from. But mine's just been sitting there for nearly 12 months, so it's all run off. So I just put oil in it. I don't know. I'm going to Queenscliff with it. I'll take a jack. I'll take a couple of stands with me, and I'll take a bottle of oil with me and a little Tom Thumb pump. And if I've got to put oil in the fucking thing, I'll just put oil in the fucking thing. It's just... It's not the diff, I know that. So anyway, but I just did about 30k in it, driving around, and it drives perfect. It's like, it's perfect as an now 84-year-old car with no synchros in the gearbox will drive. Drive straight, brake straight, still goes through the gears. Got up to 180 degrees. It's got 180-degree thermostats in it, and it just got there and sat there. I drove down the main street of Emerald before. Don't know what's going on. There's people everywhere. It's like over a kilometre long. About a kilometre long, and was first gear the whole way. Electric fan on, didn't get over 185. I'm not going to argue with that on a 35-degree day. Not arguing with that at all. So Queenscliff, January 31 to February 2. If you see me around, sing out. Oh, another thing I did too. Actually put 3 20-kilo sandbags in the boot. So it was getting a real wicked rake on it. It had nearly 3 inches of rake on it. So 60 kilo in the boot. I've now got 40 mil difference between the front of the running board and the rear of the running board. So it's lowered the back a little bit. That might help it a little bit anyway. Because I was worried about the oil coming up the torque tube. One of the problems with these things, if you lower them too much, the torque tube on the diff goes down too low and the oil runs down inside the torque tube, and then it comes out around the gearbox, and you think you've got a gearbox leak, but it's actually the oil coming up out of the diff. Anyway, so pretty happy with it. Starts, drives, fresh fuel. There's a tip for you. Fuel was 12 months old. Wouldn't idle worth a shit. The idle would go up and down. It was hunting. It was doing all, had like a massive cam in it. Fresh fuel in it. It's a tip for young players. Anyway, yeah. I was sort of in two minds about what I was going to take this, or I was even going to take the GT and just sneak down there. But I'm going to take this thing. So if you see it around, sing out. All right? Stay on.